we have Hunter, who I believe is New Jersey? Former Tech, I think Hunter Winthrop. Very good Snake player. I think it's going to be a pretty banger set between the two of them, but starting off on PS2, and this is one of the few matches I've heard is good for DD.
Is that right?
Yes. Like, DD players think they win this matchup, and like, Snake is like argued a top 5 character, so the fact that even Key thinks his character will be this top 5 character shows that he is probably pretty confident in this. So we're going to see how that comp affects his play and how it affects Hunter as well. I don't know what his DD experience is, but I guess we're going to find out.
Yeah, I guess the grenade, like, it is the safe option for an up-close DDD, but at the same time, after the first blast, I wouldn't think the DDD goes all that far, and DDD is free to throw out that relatively quick nair in order to get Snake off his back in kind. And right now, going toe-to-toe so far, and utilizing the full jumps of that the DDD in order to track the Snake from right to left, rather, able to get that KO very early on. Like you said, the on-paper matchup proving to be true so far, but we'll see how Hunter right now approaches the DD, being a little wary, popping up shield both times there, sort of not entirely sure how he's going to move in on this DD, throwing a lot of B reversals as well. He seems a little unsure, if not, he's looking for maybe a setup or something like that, but Key throwing out a flood of options just to at least keep him on his toes, if not avoid those blast radius grenades.
Yeah, and I feel like he's just playing center stage really, really well. And it's kind of why we see Hunter moving from right to left so much, because he doesn't really have a good way of getting in. He hasn't really found out how he wants to do that. And I feel like he has been walling really well with these fairs, with these Gordos, and just understanding where he needs to place his options. And Hunter just kind of has to work around them. And it's kind of why, he has such a big lead and was able to take the stock, relatively quickly, all things considered, this matchup. Have you ever seen eat Nikita? Like, that's not something you'd see from, like, the average DD player. It shows he really does know this matchup, and...
Well, Nikita sounds like a foreign dish that would sound pretty good, actually. What do you think? Like, a little chili spice in there or something like that? Maybe.
I mean, hey, he's cooking right now.
Hey, there you go.
So I think it might be pretty close. I feel like, and just... with how he's been using scores, he's been nailing him a lot, I've noticed, especially in, like, when he's recovering or in neutral. And I feel like that's not something DD, really does. He just kind of throws out a Gordo, watches how you respond, but, he doesn't really waiting like that. He knows where his Gordos are going to go and is able to already manipulate Hunter to his advantage. Hunter currently at 165, trying to recover.
Yeah, any well-practiced DDD knows how to go full send or the hold back throw of that Gordo, and really, Key has been so practiced, like you said, with this character. And he knows when to throw them out, let alone where to throw them out. So we'll see how Hunter may put him through his paces, but not looking the way so far as that up tilt would be able to claim Hunter's second stock. And again, with how he's been struggling off of a fresh stock to move in, not even just on this very fluid DDD, but past the Gordos as well. He seems hard-pressed. He has to use the full extent dash attack with, like, if you whiff that, you're left in so much end lag, and I think DDD, of all characters, slow as he is, should be able to capitalize off it. Blank face Nikita as well. Very surprising.
C4 going off.
Yeah, wow.
Just catching Key, and now this is kind of where comebacks are made, especially because C4 on Snake kills extremely early, especially if you're unaware of it. So he's going to make sure he's watching the C4 the entire time. I believe it is on the left PS2 platform right now. And almost gets himself blown up. It's facing just around it. And we're just going to have to see how he deals with it. Ooh, but not being able to make it back from the side B and missing the attack. Probably not thinking he's going to probably think he just go off and die. So, yeah, no harm, no foul, I guess.
That Nikita, that time was a little too spicy. Too much chili spice that time.
Yeah, a little on fire. But, Snake with nades can cook just as hard. With the fact, well, I mean, quite literally, and the fact that it sets up into combos so low, Snake can get damage very well if you just set up your grenade setups place them very meticulously, and
okay.
I was ready to just use placing grenades really well. Let's see how this gets back to stick. Oh,
yeah.
I didn't expect him to get. I didn't get hit. I did die. That's probably because he's holding in.
Yeah,
straight up.
This was a food vacation. I've tried the local cuisine. Like, this is too much.
He's flying out.
I'm
He's leaving. But I wasn't ready for that.
No, I don't think Hunter was as well, but very quick to roll back to, I believe, the quick run back to PS2, as we see here. Hopefully he has accrued some knowledge of the DD matchup. As we see, again, very, far away grenades this time around instead of trying to get up close, but He has been all too wise from it before, facing down a lot of snakes in his time. And being a little tricky here with his landing. Not a whole lot of on-stage full use of those multi-jumps.
Air
from the last
camping
round.
him.
Air camping.
He's not touching the ground. Like, I'm gonna play up here. You can't touch his C4. You can't touch his nade. I know you can't jump up here. Snake's jump is really bad.
Yeah.
It's one of his quote unquote like weaknesses, even despite the fact that like high key it isn't super effective too badly. But against a character like Dedede isn't the worst until you try to chase him in the sky. Speaking of chasing him in the sky, he just trying to shark that landing, and if you guess wrong or you have an up air on the end of a cipher, you're just gonna explode off the top.
True. And right now, Hunter finally finding his mark on this Dedede. Not so well in the skies, but I guess he was trying to look for some sort of setup with that up smash. Just let Key get up back on main stage with nothing to risk for it afterward. Trying to look for an up air for himself. Now redirects for Gordo because he knew he was going to land past him. But again, this far away game, and Hunter, again, being so worse for the wear. C4 in his corner. Key knows all too well where it is. Not taking the bait, as it were, to try to move in on that snake. And with him going to platform, there is no escape from that up air. The multi-hit up air from Dedede, able to provide coverage. First stock again going Key's way, but 110% now on this DD, a lot more respectable from round 1 going into round 2. Hunter has a better foothold, I think, going forward here.
Yeah, however, diving DD rage can be really scary because you've seen how long he has been able to live. So, you know, that 115 can turn to a 185, and then you're dealing with a max rate DD who, if he hits you with a really strong move, a bear, or an up air, you miss the eye, you're going to explode. And while Snake is one of the, you know, heavier characters in the game, DD hits pretty hard.
Oh yeah.
Like we saw how he explode off the top from a projectile of all things. So
that mallet ain't just for attracting mates, as some people would say.
Yeah, it does multiple things right now for Key. Both for, I mean, hey, maybe it attracts mates.
I mean, yeah, it's sending out Gordos right now, and again, just the wall of Gordos, too much for Hunter to circumvent as he's just running away, full send, just to let Gordo expire. And it just gave Key the entirety of the stage control, and he is just making full utilization of it again, sending Gordo once he gets a misread off of how Hunter's going to land off a high Cypher recovery. He's just basically covering all bases, both literally and figuratively almost. Just, again, Hunter trying to throw the kitchen sink at him, but he's got that great lockdown. Finally is able to circumvent that kitchen sink and get that basic setup from Snake into that down throw up tilt. And now trying to take advantage of the landing Halo platform and that upward aggression that he needs to tack on that early damage. Like you said, the rageful DD is to be feared, but it has to be done for you to fight back from this 1-0 situation.
Yeah, and speaking of fighting back, Hunter, you know, was kind of getting beat up pretty badly earlier. Now we're kind of see him, you know, start to put things together. I feel like a very big thing between that he was struggling with is I feel like he wasn't able to use his grenades as effectively as he wanted to, and I feel like he was using his throws a lot better. But now that he's starting to hit his setups, I realize where he needs to play things just a little bit more. He went from like a pretty big deficit to now like starting to form a lead, but losing a stock to that Gordo. But for how he's been playing, he can very easily make this back. He just has to play well and take this stock and not, you know, overcommit. Because we've seen the damage he can get from overcommitments.
Yeah, most other characters, these grenades would be doing wonders for that style of gameplay. You can play that far away game until you're ready to move in, not have to risk it a whole lot, or when you're most assured out of anything to get that KO that you need. But that inhale just shuts down that grenade so effectively. But a little up-close aggression, again, not something that a whole lot of Snakes are known for, but they're working wonders for Hunter right now. He needs to capitalize off this right now. Yeah, a little bit of that stall out from that inhale, that indigestion blast from...
Yeah. Did that happen because the nade just happened to explode while I was in him?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, if that worked in Hunter's favor, and now that just gave him the lead, I don't think it's going to be relevant at least this game, but now we're almost at 2 minutes, and that really shows that Hunter is really changing how he wants this game to go, changing the pace of it, playing slower, but might be running out of luck with his recovery. Yeah,
this ledge scenario was off of one mistimed grenade throw that sort of blew up in Snake's face, and right now Key has been capitalizing off it with a simple fair to just keep pushing back with that hammer, as we talked about before. Just so destructive of a extension for Hunter to get around. Finally has a foothold, but slips away yet again. Very blink and you'll miss it advantage going Hunter's way. Great beat reverse to avoid it, but again, Gordo covering all bases from that slip away of that reverse B. Gordo had the main man's back there and was able to silence Hunter's efforts there. Very, very decisive claim for that round.
Yeah, Dreams up watching, all intently watching.
He's like, yes, my child.
He's either like, I prepped you for this, or I get vibes. But if there's something I want to see Hunter do a little bit more, is I feel like he's not really respecting the fact his grades are coming back to him a lot. Like, the reason he got put into that disadvantageous scenario was because he threw the grenade, it hit Dedede shield, and came back to him and just let it blow up in his face.
Yeah.
And he didn't really do anything about that. And I want to see him be more aware of how his own grades are getting used against him, or he's even using his own grades against himself. Because I feel like these are pretty avoidable with how he's blowing himself up, and it's end up costing him. But I do like how he's using these back airs. I've noticed from game 1 to game 2, he's using back air a lot more, and I think that's something he realized. He does need to fight a little bit more. Obviously, still play your camping game, but when you're in his face, make sure you're in his face. Don't let him breathe, and it's just been working out very well for him.
I was about to say, yeah, really the back air is going to be most effective at that mid-range, but the way that Hunter has been throwing out those grenades, it might not work for him in terms of Snake getting up close, but if you're going to play games with that back air, it's going to put Key from that long range moving into that mid-range where Dedede has to get the brunt of his damage or a KO option. That back air is prime real estate for that mid-range. So if Hunter can be a little more tight with his grenade usage and keep up that that pristine bear, but at the same time has a lot of range, cutting that mid-range short is that charged neutral B. Very, very scary of all things, but now Nikita covering from right to left. Not going to cut down Key's options off ledge there. But run to the work done. Approaching full rage. Now full rage. 185 on that Dedede. How is he going to get back? A lot more respectable for Hunter going forward. We broke into 200 seal for the
I can't wait for his lecture of setting up grenades and up smashing for the next like 30 seconds, because he kind of just did that to Key, and Key just kind of couldn't get back for a while.
Exactly.
Like, oh, you can't land because of you up smash, but you can't strike me either because if you do, you hit the grenades, and oh my, he almost died. I've just seen this like max rate Dedede might just kill him. Like Dedede is at 200. But if he's not careful, Key's gonna die before Key, and then have to deal with Max or Dedede until he can start that stock where Key can just kind of play however he wants, play patiently, sit back, relax. Maybe not relax, you're at 200, but have the entire pacing of this game.
Yeah, a Rageful Penguin is something that you don't normally think you have to be wary of, but Key putting in the full utilization of that rage factor, trying to get away from the laying of traps style gameplay that Hunter has while he has main stage control. Shielding through his own bomb. Redirect will give him safe recovery, and utilizing it with that fair, sharking through that platform. Great awareness from Key, realizing that setup was able to grant him stage control yet again, but...
He's at such a high percent he fell out of up too!
261, this is unbelievable!
They haven't dropped a stock yet. This is weird. It is almost 3 minutes have passed. It is 261 at 180. Oh, thank God someone died. He almost lived.
I was about to say no, but yeah, that was insane.
Oh my God.
261.
Can't wait for Card to post on Twitter. Hey guys, look what I did today. 266.
Disgusting.
Oh, he died. Is that 260?
All right, finally, yeah.
He almost hit sudden death percent.
If I see a 3 on that third number, I'm retiring. So, like, hey, I've had a good, 10, 15 years in the Smash scene. I think a 300% is where I call it quits.
I wouldn't blame you. We might, but because of that, we might time out. Like, this is the closest we've been to time out the entire time. We're at 3 minutes, 30 seconds, and you could, with how they've been playing, you could live a lot. You could time out with this. I hope you don't. It would be funny, but I hope you don't.
It's just that starting scene from Up where you see their lives. It's
yes, that is the entire. I mean, this is longer than the beginning scene too, and that's a long scene.
I know, but that was crafted by good storyboard artists and good writers and whatnot. This
crafted by camping.
Oh yeah,
throwing grenades or just throwing Gordos, and they're still doing it.
This is like season 8 of Game of Thrones, man. Like, come on, but dragged out after so many.
It's just a One Piece arc.
I have yet to start One Piece.
Oh, I
and
haven't either. I just know arcs are like
fear
hundreds
starting
of
One Piece.
episodes sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the arc we're in. This arc we're currently isn't as long so far.
Yeah, like, One Piece is intimidating. This is, like, intimidating for a different reason. Like, I don't want to be here right now and kind of intimidating.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Snake will blow himself up. He's at 148, so he could. But we are now once again getting lead trap by Dedede. This is where Key's been making his bank, just until this happens, and then can't catch him.
Well, yeah, I mean, that tool belt doesn't fill itself for Snake.
Yeah, and Hunter's been doing a good job realizing that, yeah, Dedede really can't chase me up here, like, ever. Like, unless he's, like, already approaching me before I start, I kind of just go to the top blast and start gear reversing, cover myself with explosives, and if he throws down up air, he'll get hit by the explosive, and then he gets to land for free. So kind of can't really throw out a button to catch Snake. So it's been helping him a lot to recover, but it doesn't help him when he's getting lead trap, and it's definitely not going to help him when he is currently down. Has to find a way in. With 2 minutes under, he could just kind of play for time. Not exactly to time out, but you have to approach me. If I sit on the other side of the stage for 2 minutes, you lose.
Yeah, that angle from that grenade was perfect up air representation, but again, the Gordo having the man's back.
Oh, I love him just reading that air dodge with that slow fall Gordo, and now he's just kind of sprinting at him.
Oh, wow, the reversed full inhale on that platform coverage. Okay, back air, or finally covering through, both sending the DDD and the Gordo out packing.
Double duty.
But at 105, just barely by the toes, avoiding it. That second time around, not able to escape it. We'll see if he did drop the C4 main stage. It's right in the middle of that Pokeball. Cannot miss it. So he not going to fall for that trap. Hopefully gets the up air underneath the stage. Had a perfect opportunity to capitalize. That was just a waiting DDD, primed for at least an F tilt, if anything, to get him off stage a little bit. And now redirection of Gordo as well just puts on the damage on this DDD.
Yeah, now we're approaching under a minute. Never mind, he died. Okay. I was like, this almost timed out. It's funny, like we hit 2 minutes, like, oh, he's gonna start camping, or he's just sprinting at him. Which, like, honestly, it's kind of a good mix-up. Like, when you get towards, 2 minutes, a minute, everyone always assumes, oh, they're gonna play a slower pace at a slower tempo. But sometimes that mix-up of, oh, I'm gonna start sprinting is all you need, because now they have to figure, oh, gosh, time's running low. I have to figure out how to defend myself and get this kill. And I feel like it's actually working pretty well for Key. So, I know it's pretty smart, and, definitely, for how he plays and some of the people he fights, he's definitely no stranger to, almost going to time or timing out, so he knows there's so many ways to play it, and he just chose a very correct way to play it, and Hunter couldn't completely respond accordingly. He didn't respond bad, but with a minute ticking down, he just kind of didn't have time to go for a game plan he wanted, and he ended up taking it over him 3-0.
Like, the Gordo, was a very active hurt box. It was a lot longer of a throw than Snake's grenade throw can do, and at the same time, at almost, not every time, but almost every time, Key instantly had an inhale right after the Gordo, so if the Gordo did get hit by a grenade, it was going to get inhaled by DDD, and if a grenade got past them, the inhale took care of that as well. Just so many options covered by 2 simple moves, and it was just enough to basically surmount all of Snake's toolkit.
Maybe DDD does win the matchup.
Surprise!